Hello guys, what's up, what's good, how you guys doing? Trust me, it's your boy Daki. The name is spelled D-A-R-K-I. Obviously you know it's double E. And quick one, I'm so happy to be in your faces. Today's Wednesday, for some persons it's called Women Crush Wednesday. This is where we celebrate all our women across the world and tell them how beautiful they are and obviously how supportful they've been to us. From Gosu TV, we say congrats to all the women out there. We love you, we see what you guys do, and trust us, we really appreciate all the women in our lives. Anyways, welcome to Gospel Life News, where we'll bring you updates concerning music and across the country. Today is a new day to start afresh again, and obviously a new day to say, Jesus, thank you for the gift of life. Straight off today, we'll begin our news with who, talking about Davido, the man who has been doing amazing numbers for himself so fast since the 31st day of March when the new project dropped. Now we saw where at the time Davido, actually by his manager Asika, came out to say they needed bigger venues for the next tour, inclusive of Europe and Oceania, and they are saying we want bigger venues. Obviously, you recall at the point the 30BG folks obviously were saying we want a bigger venue. We're tired of the O2 Arena. We want the bigger space. We want the 80 capacity, we want the 100 capacity. And Asa is saying, you know what, we heard you guys, and now we are looking for bigger space to use. Moving on, we saw where Davido was nominated for the Song of the Summer at the 2023 Bulletin Award. Massive one to Davido on that one. We saw Davido Unavailable recorded its biggest streaming day with over 700,000 plus streams at the time he just concluded the tour. So basically, as at the 15th day of July, Davido recorded its biggest stream so far with almost close to 1 million streams after the tour. And obviously, it shows that the world is embracing the song Unavailable. Moving on, we saw Timeless album was the highest streaming album of the first half of 2023 with over 185 million on-demand streams according to Turntable. According to them, we have Timeless as number 1, $1 Billion Baby as number 2, Mr. Money the Vibe as number 3, Boy Elo as number 4, Love Diamond number 5, Great and Lost as number 6, More Love Less Ego as number 7, The Video That Ever Was as number 8, Empire where we come from as number 9, and obviously Young John Love Is Not Enough as number 10. But Davido leads the pack with a massive number. Big one to Davido, obviously, on that one. Moving on, we saw for the France Shazam chart, Davido actually is on number 40, and obviously these guys are resonating with the song, and obviously you could just say they love that project from Davido. Moving on, we saw for the Global 200, talking about the Shazam category, Davido is on number 50. Talking about the Global 200, attaining 50 is a massive one, and Davido got to number 50. Obviously, you know, when people get to see your song, they want to Shazam what the lyrics look like. And yes, Davido got to 50, and that's a big win to Davido, and yes, a big win to Afrobeat entirely. Moving on, we have Rema as the next guy on the news. At the moment, this is the biggest export of Afrobeat as we speak. Moving on, we saw where he announced that he's going to be going for the North American tour, and then he's saying, I'm going to go with my friends, which are Crayon and obviously Victoni, who are going to be going on stage together for the North American tour. It's a privilege to them, so my fans can get to hear what they sound like and obviously appreciate what they do in terms of music. Moving on, we saw Rema Rose's project being certified platinum in Canada, and also it became the best-selling African album in Canada. Big one to Rema on that one. Moving on, we saw Rema Calm Down now eligible for 2 platinum in the UK after making sales of over 1.2 million units. For the US, it's about a million units is a platinum, but in the UK, 600,000 units is a platinum. Big one to Rema on that one. Moving on, for the Billboard Hot 100, we saw Rema remaining as number 4. And obviously there was a shift in the numbers. We saw last night going back to number 1, and then Fast Car number 2, Vampire, which was number 1 to number 3, and then Calm Down remains as number 4. Moving on, we saw Calm Down and talking about its run in the Billboard has been an amazing run they've had so far. We saw about 17 chart toppers talking about the Billboard category. Rema has been number 1 on the Adult Pop Airplay, number 1 on the Billboard Afrobeat Song, number 1 on the Billboard Belgium Song, number 1 on the Billboard Canada All Format Airplay, number 1 on the Billboard Canada charts, number 1 on the Billboard Canadian Hot 100, number 1 on the Billboard Rhythmic Airplay, number 1 on the Billboard Global, exclusive the US, and number 1 on the Billboard Luxembourg, number 1 on the Billboard Netherlands, and then number 1 on the Billboard Pop Airplay, number 1 on the Billboard Portugal songs, number 1 on the Billboard radio songs, number 1 on the Billboard South African song, number 1 on the Billboard Switzerland song, number 1 on the Billboard Top Thriller Global, and then number 1 on the Billboard World Digital Song Sales. The most number 1 hit by any African song in history. Big one to Rema on that one. At the same time, we saw Rema Calm Down now attaining 1.5 billion views on YouTube just for Calm Down, inclusive of Calm Down and the remix, being 1.5 billion views on YouTube is a massive one to Rema. And then we say congratulations to Rema on that one. At the same time, we saw Rema spending 21 weeks at the top at talking about the Billboard World Digital Song Sales charts. Massive one to Rema on that one. At the same time, Rema has spent 46 weeks at the top at the number 1 song in the history of the Billboard Afrobeat chart in the US. Massive one. Rema has been number 1 for the 42nd week. Is a massive one. In no time, Rema will be there for up to a year because all the songs dropping are not looking like they want to challenge him for that top spot. Moving on, we saw Rema spending 24 weeks at the top at the Indian music chart. Massive one to Rema on that one. It became the longest running number 1 song in the history of the Indian music industry. Big one to Rema for attaining that one. At the same time, Rema Calm Down was spent 1 month at the top for the category called the US overall charts, US overall radio charts, and another massive big one to Rema on that one. We have BURNA Boy as the next guy on the news. We saw where it was said that it was set to headline one of the biggest spaces in Africa called the First National Bank Stadium in Johannesburg on the 23rd day of September. Talking about capacity of about 94,736 capacity. BURNA Boy is set to headline that space, and obviously a massive one to BURNA Boy on that one. We saw where BURNA Boy actually the concert he had at the London Stadium has about 60,000 capacity, and then that stretch 80,000 capacity was set to be aired on Apple Music, and obviously it shows the fact that people will reason properly with the song. If you couldn't make it for the to the tour, you could get a privilege to watch it or see it on Apple Music. Big one to Rema on that one. We saw where BURNA Boy announced that the final Love Damini tour, obviously they say every good thing must come to an end, and this time the Love Damini tour is coming to an end, and now BURNA Boy is ending the Love Damini tour at Netherlands. I'm talking about the 23rd day of July, this same month, and BURNA Boy is set to put an end to the Love Damini tour and move on from that one. Big one to BURNA Boy for spanning all through the year so far for Love Damini tour. We saw BURNA Boy's 3rd studio album called The Outside actually surpassing 300 million streams on Spotify. Big one to him. At the same time, BURNA Boy Love Damini album is the biggest gainer on both worldwide Apple Music album chart and also European Apple Music album chart today. That's after it was aired. The Love Damini concert or tour in the UK was aired on Apple Music, and obviously his songs increased in terms of numbers. We saw BURNA Boy actually at the moment currently charting in about 85 countries. I'm talking about the Love Damini projects charting in about 85 countries, and this happened after when your tour or your project is released on Apple Music, people get to see that and then go back to listen to the song, and obviously it gets to trend. Big one to BURNA Boy on that. At the same time, we saw BURNA Boy has earned over 1.1 billion on-demand audio streams in the first half of 2023 globally. Big one also to the African giants for that one. At the same time, we saw BURNA Boy ranks as the most streamed Afrobeat artist with the on-demand audio stream in the US for the first half of the year. So this is how it stands. We have 1 to 3. BURNA Boy tops that one with the on-demand streams in the US. He has about 255.8 million, and then globally on-demand streams, BURNA Boy has 1.1 billion. At the same time, Tems is number 2 with 183.4 million in the US, and then 303.3 million globally. And WIZKID is on number 3 with 181.2 million in the US and 532.9 million globally. Big one to these guys for pushing Afrobeat to the next level. Moving on, we have Arya Starr as the last folk on the news, and then she has come out to announce to her fans saying, you guys should not wait any longer because the sophomore album is going to be out. And then she's saying that album is about 80% ready. So take a chill pill. In no time, that album will be ready. Anyways, guys, we've come to the end of this one. And trust me, we'll catch you guys on the very, very next one. Stay safe, guys. And always remember, you have to be very, very careful. I love you guys so much.